This is what you might have missed on BCSN Sports Nightly.
Hulk Hogan, Michael Jordan, a ton of athletes just transcend the sport that they currently play in or where they made their name and make a name for themselves on a whole nother level. It was truly an honor to have on the show with us today Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, speaking with our very own Tom Cole. Tom, take it away.
Kareem, I'd like to take you back to the early days in high school and Power Memorial. You know, New York, as you lived it, the mecca of basketball. You win 71 games in a row at Power. What are your thoughts on those days? What are your remembrances of those great high school basketball days?
Well, for me, my focus was trying to get a scholarship to college.
Right.
That was when I was in the 9th grade. I went to a 4-year high school.
Yes.
So I was like, geez, if I could play basketball better, I might get a scholarship to college. So between my 9th grade and 10th grade year, I went from being okay to being consensus All-America. And, from that point forward, all my dreams started to come true.
You leave New York, you go to Los Angeles with UCLA, and, freshmen weren't allowed to participate on the varsity in those days. And to me, this was such an incredible thing. You're on the freshman team. Of course, Coach Wooden, amazing, remarkable man. I'll get your thoughts on him in a second. But the UCLA team preseason is #1 in the country. You're on the freshman team. And I think you play an exhibition game against them, and you beat them by about 17. And
15.
15, okay. What was that like? I mean, that had to be...
It was kind of surreal, because the varsity team was #1 in the country, but they were #2 on campus. It got kind of awkward. Coach Wooden ended that game at that point. They never played another varsity freshman game.
And I know how instrumental Coach Wooden was and is in your life. The imprint, Kareem, that he left on you. Can you share with us a couple of things? I know what a great man he was, but a couple of things that just imprinted you that you still carry with you today.
Coach Wooden's whole life was about integrity. What he did that lived up to his moral code and his ethical code. That was very important to him. There are a lot of coaches, NC2A coaches, that would give an arm, a leg, or a favorite child to win the NC2A tournament.
Right.
And he wasn't about that. He was going to do it a certain way, and he stuck to that. And look at the results.
Yeah.
But that was just a accumulation of him doing it the right way and people being attracted to the way that he coached the game.
You go to the Milwaukee Bucks, #1. They weren't a real good team, and you change that dynamic, and you get to play with Oscar Robertson. What kind of a player? I mean, I think one season we were chatting off air that Oscar may have had a triple-double all season long.
He had a triple-double stats for one season.
Yeah, which is kind of mind-boggling. But what was
Absolutely.
it like to play with Oscar? How did he affect your game? How did the way he played change you?
Well, when Oscar came to the Milwaukee Bucks, we needed a point guard that could run the offense and keep everything organized on the court. And having Oscar as your point guard really was like having a coach on the court.
Right.
He really understood how to set things up and keep things flowing and enact our game plan. He was very consistent, and his own personal skills. He could shoot it, he could pass it, he could rebound. And just really kept us all on the same page and focused.
You go to Los Angeles, Kareem, and when you guys were doing Showtime, when you hook up with Magic, it was poetry. It was a different way of playing the game, almost the highest level of fast breaking the basketball. That had to be fun for you.
Oh yeah, it was really fun playing with guys that understood the way the game had to be played. And we're committed to that. We were very fortunate. We had guys from a lot of really good basketball programs. We had a couple guys from North Carolina, UCLA. Ronnie Lester had played at Iowa under a real good coach. Magic played up in Michigan State. Good coaching and people who really got the idea of how to play the game, move the ball, play tough defense, open man takes the shot. That type of mentality was really instilled in all of the players. And it was easy to bring guys that had that commitment to the fundamentals of the game. You bring those guys together, they're going to get stuff done.
Kareem, your shot, which people have talked about from day one in basketball. To me, it's the greatest shot in the history of basketball, the sky hook. It's unstoppable. Kareem, why don't big guys today, why don't they look at those tapes and utilize that kind of weapon?
The hook shot is just out of style now. Everybody wants to shoot the three-pointer. And, you know, the way Golden State plays the game, you got guys shooting the ball from 35 feet that can make them consistently.
Yes.
It's changing the game. So, you know, I think that, you know, shots that you take in close to the basket, high percentage shots, they win games for you. You know, the reason that the Showtime team was so successful was we could score inside, had post-up baskets from people like myself and James Worthy.
Yes.
And then we had guys on the perimeter and taking mid-range jump shots as an alternative to when they collapsed the defense. So, you know, we were able to be versatile enough to take advantage of where the openings were.
Kareem, as an author, this is your 10th book. Congratulations on it. Great
thank
book.
you.
What has writing done for you?
I think trying to write a novel is totally different. You do something that is nonfiction. You got to have your grammar
Yes.
correct. You got to have your facts right. If you do those two things, people will judge it and, you know, see if it makes any sense. But you won't be judged harshly. If you do everything right and write a fiction and it doesn't connect, people will say that you can't write.
Right.
So it's much more trickier landscape because people are criticizing you for the entertainment value rather than for the factual value. So you better have it together and write something interesting, or you're going to be judged harshly.
Be sure to watch Sports Nightly weeknights at 10:30 on BCSN and follow us on Twitter at sports_nightly.